वेलकम एवरीवन। सो आज जिस टॉपिक के बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं दैट इज़ कोडोमिनेंस। नाउ बिफोर एक्चुअली स्टार्टिंग द टॉपिक, लेट्स जस्ट रिवाइज अ प्रीवियस कॉन्सेप्ट दैट इज़ लॉ ऑफ dominance. Now according to this law, the factors they occur in a pair, right? And in case of dissimilar pair, one of the factor dominates over the other, right? Now for example, if we talk about a heterozygous tall plant, so its genotype will be capital T and small t. So here capital T factor is dominant while the small t factor is recessive. I hope this is clear. ABO blood group in human being is the best example to study the concept of codominance. So ABO blood group is controlled by a gene which we called as gene I, and this gene I has three alleles, that is capital IA, capital IB and a small I. Now out of these three alleles, capital IA or capital IB are dominant while the small I is a recessive allele, right? Now let's just understand this ABO blood grouping in more detail. Plasma membrane of RBC have sugar on surface, right? And the type, or we can say the kind of sugar, is determined by our gene I. Now as we have already discussed that IA and IB and small I, these are the three different alleles of our gene I. Now out of these two, IA and IB are dominant while small I is recessive, right? So let's just consider an example where parents have IB and small I. So the resultant in this condition will be IB. Now whereas when parents have both the IA and IB, the resultant expression would be IA and IB. Now in this condition we can clearly see that both of the dominant allele, that is IA and IB, they are expressing themselves without suppressing the effect of one another, right? So this phenomena is called as codominance, where both of the dominant alleles they express themselves without suppressing the effect of the other gene. And also in case of codominance, we can see that in F1 generation, right? it resembles both the parents. Right, where you can see that IA is expressing itself, whereas IB is also expressing itself, resembling both the parents IA and IB. Now moving on. Now in this table we can see all the possible outcomes of the three different alleles of gene I. So when both of the parent contains dominant IA allele, the resultant blood group will be A. Whereas in case where one parent contains dominant IA allele and the other contain dominant IB, the resultant blood group will be AB. And when the parent contain dominant IA and a recessive I allele, the resultant blood group will be A. Now this case is similar with blood group B, where when both of the parent contains dominant IB or one parent contain dominant IB while the other contain recessive I, the blood group will be B. But when both of the parent they contain recessive I allele, the resultant blood group will be O. So this is all about codominance.